Hi once again, Brandon Chawane. It's been a while. It's been a very long time since I made a video. I know I said that I'd make it a consistent thing, but as you can see, I'm doing this in a car. I don't have space. Maybe next time I'll be doing it from a mountain or a doghouse or something. But I decided I have to do it anyway. I have to push on and spread this truth. Now, this lesson is called the Gentiles. You need to understand who the Gentiles are. You need to understand who Israel is in the last days, because those two play a huge role in end time prophecy. So you need to know who these people are. So you don't get trapped in the great tribulation, which no one is getting raptured out of. Go read Matthew 24. It'll tell you the sequence of the end times. What's going to happen, rather, in its sequence. You'll find that there is no rapture in the beginning of the tribulation. You either go through the tribulation, or you run to the mountains when you see the abomination that maketh desolate, spoken of by Daniel the prophet. You run to the mountains. You don't get raptured into the air, because in Matthew 24, I think it's verse 29, the only time that our Messiah comes back is in fact, let me open there. In Matthew, I know I'm digressing. This has nothing to do with the Gentiles, but since I've pointed it out, I might as well read to you. It's something that we'll cover in depth, hopefully in future. And Matthew 24:29, it says, "Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory." We don't see anything about getting raptured. This is the only time he comes back. The only time. There isn't him coming back for the saints, which the Gentiles say they are, because they tell you that Israel has been replaced by the church or whatever. That is utter nonsense. There's no replacement theology in this. Go read Jeremiah 31. It'll tell you that the new covenant is still going to be with Israel, not the church. It doesn't mention anything about the church and the covenant. Of course, there will be, as it was in the book of Exodus, there will be other nations that come with Israel, but Israel hasn't been erased, hasn't been forgotten. It will not happen the way that your pastor tells you it will. I digress completely. I actually even lost where I was. But anyway, let's go back to Genesis 10. Verse 2 says, "The sons of Japheth, or Japheth, whichever way you pronounce it, Gomer, Magog, and Media, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tiraz. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Rephath, brother, whichever way you choose to pronounce it, excuse me, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tarshish. Remember, Jonah, instead of going to Nineveh, he went to Tarshish. Okay, let's continue reading. Let's start from verse 4. Let's start verse 4 from the beginning. The sons of Javan, Elisha and Tarshish, Kittim and Dodanim. Kittim is Rome, by the way. Listen, by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in the lands, everyone after their tongue, after their families, in their nations. So we see that the Gentiles are the children of Japheth or Japheth, whichever way you choose to pronounce it. Now let's go to Luke 21:25. 21:24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So the Gentiles, this, by the way, context, this is when Yahushua, the one you call Jesus, was prophesying about the fall of Jerusalem, and they were showing him the temple, basically suggesting how glorious the temple is, and he told them, no, there'll come a time when this place, the temple, will not have a brick over another, and this was done by Titus in 70 AD. And by the way, Titus was a Roman. Was he a commander, a general? One of them, but he was a Roman of Kittim. Now we are told here that the land would be trodden. Let me read this. Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So this should suggest that these guys would come in their families. Today it would be Kittim, tread over it. Today, as we speak, this very day, 2020, in the end of July, that place is being trodden down by the Gentiles, the children of Ashkenaz. They call themselves, for crying out loud, they call themselves Ashkenazi Jews. They're converts. We read in Genesis whose child or whose son Ashkenaz is. So do not be confused. Those guys in the land are Japheth. They're called the Gentiles, and it is very important. The Gentiles are referenced about 100 times in this Bible. It shows you how important that is, but it goes over the heads of every one of your pastors. They will tell you, the Gentiles are the nations. Theologians love that. Theologians, by the way, don't understand a thing. They might understand this and that, but they created theology because they do not understand. It is not given unto them. It is not given unto Gentiles to understand this. This is our history. This is our book. There is no way that someone else can better preach or explain your history to you. That's why they came up with theology. And one of their theories, of their theology theories, is called the replacement theology, because they could not find Israel. They decided, you know what? Where you find church in the New Testament, you add, where Israel is mentioned in the Bible, you substitute it by the church. And what church is that? The Roman Catholic Church, from which every single Christian denomination comes from, whether you are Methodist or whether you are Baptist or whether you are Lutheran or whatever type of Mzalwane you are, you come from the Roman Catholic Church. And we're told to get out of her because it changed a lot of things. I'm done here, by the way. The Roman Catholic Church, it was the Roman Catholic Church that turned the Sabbath to Sunday. It was the Roman Catholic Church that told you to do away with the Old Testament because they couldn't explain it, or maybe it's because they didn't want to do it. So they told you the Old Testament does not apply today. You shouldn't obey anything from the Old Testament. Yet, time and time again, the New Testament refers to the Old Testament. So if you don't want the Old Testament, you don't want the New Testament. And you can take your Christianity and throw it in the dustbin because it doesn't work for you.